What if your grandma isn't your grandma? Not in the she yells when you forget to call her way. I mean, literally. What if behind that smile, there's something ancient? Something that's been watching you since you were born. Tonight, not just a story, a question. What if kindness is just a mask for hunger? You've always known there was something strange about her house. The walls smell like incense. The candles burn upside down. You told yourself it's just old people stuff, until you opened the basement door and saw jars, not with jam, with bones. Some of them, way too big to be chicken. You laughed it off. Come on, maybe she's just a collector. But that night, you heard her whispering to herself, and another voice whispered back, sounding exactly like yours. Here's a real thing. In parts of Latin America, there's a legend about La Abuela del Diablo, the devil's grandmother. They said demons would disguise themselves as old women to be invited into homes, because no one locks the door for grandma. So what if yours is one of them? What if her cookies aren't treats, but offerings?
You start noticing things. Every time someone in your family gets sick, grandma looks younger. Her skin smooths. Her eyes shine. You once asked her, "Grandma, why don't you ever age?" She smiled and said, "Oh, honey, because I age for you." Then she laughed. You laughed too. Until that night, when you passed by the mirror and saw her face standing right behind you. If you think this is just a story, subscribe while the lights are still on, because the next legends might not come from YouTube, but from your window. One night, you hear a noise in the kitchen. You go in. Grandma's standing at the table. There's a book. Old, thick. She cuts her finger and lets the blood drip onto the page. You whisper, "Grandma, what are you doing?" She smiles. "Go to bed, dear." "But it's night," you say. She looks up. For me, she says. "It's morning." You back away. The door won't open. The lights flicker. You hear her voice, soft but everywhere. "Don't be scared. I'm not taking you away. I'm just replacing you." Silence. A chair creaks. Then nothing. The next morning, neighbors say she was outside hanging new family photos. And on one of them, there's a new face. Maybe she really was a demon. Or maybe she was just someone who lived too long in the dark. Because demons aren't born. They grow. Sometimes right behind your kitchen table. And if one night you hear someone whisper, "Grandpa, time for bed," check who's standing in the doorway. She might have finally decided it's your turn. Outro/call to action. Subscribe while the light above your desk still burns. And if you want to know what happens if your Annabelle doll wakes up, or if every woman in the world turns into a mythical creature, watch the next videos on the channel. I'm Umbra, and I tell stories that should have stayed in the dark.